Tired of feeling like you're spinning all the plates in your design business and at any moment they could all come crashing down? Are you feeling like you're so close to breaking through to the next level, but those consistent projects still aren't flowing your way? Are you ready to finally take your business from a hobby to 100K and beyond? Then welcome to the Six Figure Designer Podcast. I'm talking all the techniques you need in your design business to start paying yourself, get great clients, and finally break through that 5-figure ceiling. Hi, so welcome back. Thanks for being with me. I want to talk a little bit today about why it does not need to be this hard. Running a design business does not need to be this hard. And getting great projects and working with great clients does not need to be this hard. And what I'm referring to is a lot of designers are out there just sort of reacting to things that are happening in their business, meaning the phone rings, they answer it. The project's in front of them, they do it. They get an email from a builder, they respond to it, right? And so I want us to think about ways that we can make it easier, we can make it more enjoyable, and we can make it more profitable. And a lot of that's going to go back to my framework that you're going to hear about in another episode. But the thing that we need to do and we need to realize is that if we spend just a little time preparing, thinking, doing some work about the type of work we want to do, the type of people we want to work with, if we put some thought process into that, it's going to make everything else so much easier. So there's a couple layers to that. One is that we need to get clear on the type of work we want to do, the type of people we want to work with. So that's the first thing. So we really need to dial in that ideal client and just know who that bread and butter project is, what that looks like, right? And what we are offering. So we're going to keep it super simple. We're going to have 2 or 3 offers. And then what can we do to systemize or to standardize what we're doing? Do you have your paperwork pretty much all put together so that when an opportunity comes your way, you're just filling out your contract, you're filling in the blanks, the couple little items that need to be done to personalize that information. These are so many easy ways to just make your life incredibly so much easier. So there's a couple, those are the couple things that we're also going to do. I mean, instead of being reactive, we're going to be a lot more proactive. The other thing is we're going to talk about, or that we need you to think about, is what are your boundaries? And I'm a big proponent of time blocking, and I do talk about that in another episode. But managing your time and not going from one thing to another every 4 seconds, it's so inefficient doing it that way. And it makes you feel scattered. And I'm sure many of you have felt or is feeling very scattered, very stressed at this point. And so clumping like items together on what you're working on will give you a much smoother process in terms of how you're handling and addressing items in your business. So if you can do that, it kind of keeps you in the zone, right? You're in your vein and your zone. And those can even be at 45-minute chunks. So creating boundaries, being proactive, understanding who your ideal client is, and then what's your process? Who are you speaking to? And how can you get in front of more people? It's honestly as simple as that. But honestly, it comes down to you taking some time and figuring these items out. You can't just keep running your business by the seat of your pants. It is going to bury you. So every time you work through a project, and you don't even have to start from scratch and do all these things at once, right? So as you're working through a project, I'm going to tell you right now, every project, no matter how big, no matter how small, goes through the same basic steps, right? So start documenting what those steps are. and whatever's easiest for you. If it's writing it down, if it's voice memoing it, if it's putting in it like a Trello or a Asana board, whatever that is, you can create and start documenting the types of work that your business is doing over and over and over again. And that will lead to so much more ease in your business. So I want you to think about ways that you can start systemizing what you're doing, who you're talking to, and not being so reactive to every bing and bong and buzz that happens in your business, but being very disciplined in what you're going to be working on and why you're going to be working on it. The other thing is prioritizing. We have those to-do lists that are like 50 things long every day. It's just, we're in a losing battle there. So I want you to think about what can my big 3 priorities be for the day, and how is this all rolling up to the bigger picture, right? So that's my thoughts on how we can make it easier, why it doesn't have to be that hard, but it is going to come down to you and spending a little time away from the office, figuring some of these items out, and working through what this all looks like for you. I hope this helps. I'll talk soon. Thanks for listening to the Six Figure Designer Podcast. If you're ready to make 6 figures in your interior design business, then check out my Design Business Bootcamp. Our next session starts soon, so let's get you to 6 figures stat.